So I picked this up from a charity shop a few years ago, and I thought, oh, that looks in good condition. And I thought, okay, I'll put that to my collection. But I never actually opened it, well, not until today, because I was looking to see games that I've got duplicates for, just to thin down and sort of, I only want one of everything. And this is one I've only got one of. Gyroscope, I know the game well, I used to play it a lot. I had the pirate copy of it before I managed to get the original copy. So I've opened this up and I had a look inside. Now, first thing I noticed, there was tape all the way around the game. And that is quite... I thought, what's going on here then? And then horrific horrors appeared of what some people do to their tape. And, will you look at that? They have literally cut the corners off. I have no idea why they would have done that. Because... is it screwed together or have they cracked it open? Maybe they've cracked it... well, try and get the autofocus here. Maybe they've cracked it open and they've done it by breaking the corners off in order to open it. But I mean, that is just awful, isn't it? Not this side. Okay. What's that about? And it looks like they've covered the eye, so I wonder even if the original game is still recorded on here. So I'm going to pause this now and I'm just going to give this a test to see if it is gyroscope that is actually loading. So I've got gyroscope playing in there, and oh, what I need to do is to pause that and just type load. Autofocus will catch up, don't worry. I think we all know where we're going with this. Now I need to reset the whole console itself. That's it, because we're just loading something from the from that. So I'm going to try that again. Now, right, let's just get a come on, autofocus, get in focus. Oh, that's better. Right, so let's try playing this. Now, there's a bit of sound distortion there, so I'll just turn that down a touch and see if this is actually going to work, or if this game looks to be loading fine and the word gyroscope has come up. So what I'm going to do in a moment, once the logo comes up, we're going to just see if this has loaded. I do feel that I really need to put that in a nice looking tape. It seems to be loading okay. So I'm going to pause this and we'll just edit it till we get to the end of the tape. Sorry about the mess of the desk. I've been a busy boy, as you can see. At the moment everything seems to be loading okay. We're about nearly halfway through, or just over halfway through. Classic game by Melbourne House. I do love cassette recorders, tape recorders. I mean, this one's a mirth. See if we can get the autofocus here. That's a computer program data recorder. I do like that. That is proper nostalgia. You don't get that sort of thing anymore. How are we doing? We're about nearly 2/3 of the way, well, probably 3/4 of the way now, so we should say we're nearly loaded, to be fair. Sometimes when you're listening to programs load, you just sort of get used to the sound of them, and you know when they're loading graphics, don't you? Sort of usually tend to be towards the end of a program. You can hear it obviously loading some sort of graphics in data, if you know what I mean. No, you sort of try to, I don't know if anybody else does this, you try to guess what part of the program is loading, whether it's the loops or, I don't know, maybe I'm just being silly, but you know, that's me for you. I've been loading these things for many years, so I'm allowed to guess what's been loaded. Ah, there we go. So that side didn't work. It's come up our tape loading ever. Let's try side 2. Incidentally, I don't know if this is going to come up on camera. We'll try and get into focus here. Right, you can see the tape is, well, it's very messy indeed, as a matter of fact. So I don't hold much hope for this. We know that the one side has failed, so not this side. This side's okay. Let's see if that one works. even though it's failed, I'm just going to use the random USR statement to see if the game will play with the glitches involved. Maybe just now, well, it's come up, it's working. Oh, I didn't realise it said A voice only. Oh, it does. Oh, it's Bleeper, isn't it? It's Bleeper, surely. Well, the game seems to be working, even though it can our tape loading error. But we're going to try. We're going to reset this, and we're going to try the first side to see if that loads without the tape loading error. It seems very wobbly at the start of the program, so whether the tape must have got chewed up towards the end of the opposite side, and that's caused the tape loading error on that one. But this one is very wobbly at the start. In fact, it's not a very clean signal. However, the attributes and the screen string data did load okay, despite being very wobbly indeed. So maybe this could do with a re-record to put back in its original case. Project in future. Cracking open this case shouldn't be a problem, because it looks like it's already been opened once by somebody literally hacksawing off the corner. I don't know how they've done that without damaging the tape, to be quite honest, so that must have took some doing. Anyway, we've only just really started loading, so I'm going to edit to see if this loads all the way. That's what I mean by, you know, that is some sort of graphical data being loaded there. Okay, well that side did load okay. So yeah, they put the label saying this side's okay, and yes, it loaded fine, that side. However, it was a lot wobbly at the very start, so I can only presume that the previous owner of this tape must have had it chewed up in his cassette. Let's just turn that down a touch. Now what to do about it, because if it's loading okay the one side, and I'm a firm believer if it ain't broke, don't try to fix it. I mean, it's just, you're scared to grip it because the thing's in the way. So that side works, but that side don't. Now I could re-record this entire thing to go in its original case, but I'd like to get that label and keep the original labels, because obviously that case is no good. That's not going to protect the tape. And I could record it onto one of these and put the label onto there. That is a possibility. Whether it'd look okay in a clear case, I don't know. These are some spare C15s that I have. Oh, I can't get them out. You know, maybe that would be better on there. But see if I can salvage the label. I don't have the facilities to reprint this in its original format, and then I'm just bordering on the, you know, as I own it, am I just trying to back it up onto there for a restoration? I mean, that case is shot. This case is easy to open. There's screws in it, but these cases, they're not easy to open, but obviously I found a way gently cracking these open, and it's about patience and perseverance, to be quite honest, and then you just super glue them back together. But you know, tell me what you think. As you can see, gyroscope, the cassette and the inlay is perfectly clean. However, the tape must have been chewed in a previous life. That's all I can presume, is because they've put sellotape around it, not glued it together, and because there aren't any screw holes in this, these are usually glued together with a soft glue. But it only loads on the one side, and the other side it's corrupted. But at the start of this, it is corrupted, but not enough to put it off during the loading screen of the attributes. Thank you for watching. Retro Robbins. So what are my options? Well, I've got option 1. I could re-record the entire game on this tape and try and salvage the label, or see if I can get somebody to reprint me a label that I can place on there to save the original case and cassette, but then there wouldn't be the original game recorded. Or option 2 is I could take this side out on the known working side, and there is a bit of play in the back of the tape, so get side A as the known working side, but then on side B see if I can re-record it past the damaged tape, so you've got a working side B. That way you'd still have the original tape, but in a newer cassette case, which will offer better protection for the tape, which is not very well protected. So that is option B. Or the third and final option is just to leave it as it is. But I don't think that's what this game case deserves. Now, how much of the original game will you actually save? Well, if I save the original tape and put it in a new cassette holder, it's still the original recording. However, it's not the original cassette case. So that would kind of be okay with me. But to re-record it completely on a new tape defeats the object, because then you're not preserving the original game in the format that it was released in. You're just recreating. Now, I don't want a recreation, I want a restoration. So I'm thinking of going with the first option, which is to take the tape out of here, put it into there, seeing if anybody can help me recreate that label, which, you know, wouldn't be the original label, but, and then I could perhaps sticky back plastic or tape or whatever that label over there, so we've got the original tape in a new case with a new label. And on the side that doesn't work, go past where the distortion is and see if we can get it to or save a new copy on the tape. That may not work because it may be too short and run into distortion. I have got the pair of chopping and editing tapes, but I'd like to do a nice restoration job, so this is down to what you think I should do. So leave a comment in the comments below, and I'll see what I can do for that.